How's it going, everybody? GodBaer here. Once again, thank you for clicking into one of my videos. We are back on College Football 25, Washington State Cougars Dynasty, with our continuation of the collegiate playoffs. We beat Kansas State in week 1. We are now going up against Florida State, a team that we have not yet played. So hopefully the Seminoles go nice and peacefully and we're able to proceed in these collegiate playoffs. Don't want to lose in general, let alone where it truly matters. We want a national title for these Washington State Cougars, especially because we missed out on the playoffs in our season 1 of actually playing through games. Just to remind you guys, if you have not watched it, season 1 of us finally playing through games, we played against Oregon State, where we were ranked 9th. They were unranked in the very last game of the regular season. They came back and beat us when we had a 30-9 lead starting the fourth quarter. They came back and won that ball game, knocked us to 14th or 16th ranked wise, which put us out of the playoffs. So all we had was a beach bowl game. We won that, so at least we had a bowl title. But it was very much a consolation prize on the season. We lost one game, and the Beach Bowl is a very minuscule accomplishment to how well we played that first year. But we're going to move on. This is Season 2, arguably Season 4, if you consider or want to count the first 2 seasons in which we only focused on the recruiting process, wanting to, or more so aiming to, utilize players that we had personally recruited or added to the team through the recruitment process. All of that being said, we're going to finally move on and talk about this game where we have a 7-0 lead. Not a whole lot going on in this first quarter, as number 14 is going to hit us with a read option, nearly get into the end zone, and then toss play. Mariani unable to get out to number 20 as he bumps into 2 blockers just to hold him up. So it is 7-7. First quarter has concluded. Trying and luckily getting rid of that ball as Cordero gets hit. Accurate ball though to Sanchez. Gets the first down. Needing to work down this field. Our offense is very methodical, very conservative. It is dink and dunk, RPO, screens, drags, comeback routes, sweep, pop passes, inside zones, very, dink and dunk, giving our players an opportunity to make plays, as I thought that was going to be a touchdown pass, needing to add a little bit more touch on said pass, and it ends up being an interception. So we're coming out hoping to get an interception of our own, which is exactly what we get. Tavares Lewis out here, our special teams player of the year, getting another interception. He had 2 last week against Kansas, and now he's got 1 this week. Dude is on fire to arguably end our season. Could not have came at a better time. Julius Suggs using that 230 frame to get into the end zone to retake the lead 14-7. I want to hear from you guys if anything through our play has surprised you. I know a comment just came in moments before me doing this commentary about the last episode of how Stevie Mariani, our middle linebacker, who I'm using right there, number 9, was not on this person's bingo board to win Heisman. And it was a funny comment, but of course, I hope that all my players get recognition and gain accolades, because accolades improve their experience, which in the end improves them overall through their ratings, which makes them play better, and then they just flourish even more than what they already had, earning the accolades in the first place. But I do want to hear from you guys if any of our players surprised you in terms of how well they did, as Cordero is throwing his 2nd interception of the day, and that's not how he typically does things. As previously mentioned, our offense is very conservative. We're safe with the ball. We don't really throw down past midfield a whole lot. So these deep passes, is Mariani just out of position for that interception. Number 1 spins off of Edmond, gets into the end zone, And now these Seminoles in FSU have the lead. We only have 20 seconds left in this first half. So we're going to see what we can do with this ball, giving our playmakers an opportunity to make plays, get us into field goal range to tie this ball game up. 7 seconds left, getting sacked. And that is just going to be about it, as we're not going to get any good blocks. They block, shed, and tackle us. FSU starts off the second half with the ball. We'll blow up that run play. 3rd and 7, needing a stop, or more so wanting a stop. Plenty of time in the pocket. Number 14 scrambles and picks up the first down. Not happy with that. Quarterbacks, not only in college football, are players in general very shifty, but tackling a quarterback as they begin to scramble from the pocket is quite difficult, as Mr. Stevie Mariani, Heisman winner as a defensive player, gets his hands on an interception, which is what ultimately earned him his Heisman. I'm again, in terms of statisticals, I'm looking forward to you guys seeing what he ends with on the season. I will share, as we get roughing the kicker to prolong our offensive drive, that we have already broken the single season record for interceptions, which was 14. Otherwise, if you're going by WSU, it was 11 or 12. Either way, nationally and school-wise, Stevie Mariani has broken that record. Season 1, his redshirt freshman year, Stevie Mariani had 12 interceptions. This year, he has at least 14. You guys would easily be able to, or not so easily, but if you bother to track or count through these episodes of Season 2 here, you'd be able to see that he's already got that record beat. But I will spoil that he's already got that record handled or in possession of him. So happy for you guys to find out what he does a little bit, as Julius Suggs just squeezing through all the blocks, great blocks in fact, gets himself into the end zone where we finally retake this lead. Third quarter is coming to an end, as number 12 is just barely going to get that first down as East kind of swings them around for the first down. 3rd and 9. 14 has just, again, plenty of time in the pocket. Thankfully, that pass was not caught, but we really need to get some defensive pressure by our defensive line. Little non-existence in the playoffs here. Kansas State, they did pretty well. It was more so Rice with 4 sacks on the day, and then only one other singular player with a sack. So 5 in total, but 4 of them from one player, being our star man right there, number 55. But we would love for some responsibilities to be deviated between all of our players and not it be solely reliant on one person making a play. Other players need to step up so we can collectively win games and not rely on one person to get things done for us. As 14, I don't know what the heck our players are doing. Mr. Terrell on the outside defensive end, like, reached for the quarterback. It didn't work. And then Rice, like, dove really awkwardly. And number 14 in FSU, roll out, score a touchdown with a scrambling quarterback, and tie this ball game up at 24-24. We have the 2-minute warning. We're going to wait for the drag with Group, who's had a phenomenal season, winning tight end of the year. Had just over 1,000 receiving yards and 12 receiving touchdowns by the end, or more so after, the bowl game that we played against Ohio State, in which they defeated us for our second loss of the season. But again, we're talking about the past. We need to look forward to the future as we take the lead 31-24, swat this ball away as their first play of their new drive, trying to come out and get an interception on the running back screen. Still a loss of 4. 4th and 14. They will convert it, and this man is gone. I don't know what it is. I know there's this whole mechanic about, runaway speed that NCAA here has provided, but whenever the computer has, a running start at the end zone, I have never caught anybody. I know our defense isn't all that fast, but I have never caught anybody. And then I'll have, like 95, 96 speed receivers with these pop passes. Right here, Santana, number 94, or speed 94 as he gets in the end zone. I've had them get tracked down before. Maybe it's one of the Heisman difficulty things, but we'll, again, move on from it. We get roughing the kicker. We will accept for the PAT and go for it. Since we are now closer to the end zone, we are in the playoffs. We're going to be aggressive. We're going to take chances. It pans out for us as we win 39-38. We move on in this one, and I am oh so excited. Julius Suggs, 85 yards and 16 attempts, 2 total touchdowns, and we're not going to be afraid to take those chances. Yes, I know they may hurt us. For example, if we would have failed right there, would have lost the ball game by 1, but it was, by the end of it, successful. Julius Suggs has got a lot of trust in our coach, or the coach has a lot of trust in him, I should say. And we will be going up against Ohio State for the 3rd time this season. This will be the tiebreaker. Their only loss on the season. They are 13-1. That one loss is from us in the regular season. And we're looking to repay them for giving us one of our 2 losses on the season. They actually beat us in the bowl game that we had for the Big Ten, or the Big One, or whatever that bowl game was. And, like I said, it's a tiebreaker. We are going to come out here, hope to play as well as the team possibly can. Our defense is stifling. Our offense, again, is conservative. So that is one thing. There are big play capabilities with how we play. The pop passes has a good amount of success in terms of just busting off big runs, screens, inside zones, that type of thing. Not as great of an opportunity or chance to create big plays as we're trying to throw an interception here. So we're going to scarily go for it on 4th and 4. Santana will catch it, hold on to it, get the first down, and Julius Suggs going to be implemented a little bit more often in this one with Ohio State. There, as a lot of the other teams that we're playing these collegiate playoffs here, are going to be close to, if not in the 90 overalls, offensively, defensively, and we need to play as smart as we possibly can as group gets us our first points of the day. 21, a very shifty senior 95 overall running back. Not terribly fast, still decently at 91 speed from Ohio State here. So we're going to have to keep an eye out for him, not allow him to get started and get carried away with what he's capable of. As we're getting into Ohio State territory at the 37-yard line, wide receiver screen. Lawrence breaking an arm tackle, getting the first down nearly into the red zone. 3rd and 6, throwing it underneath to Key, who barely, I didn't think he got the first down, but we were rewarded with it anyways. So Lawrence catching a drag route, cutting up field, getting past number 5 into the end zone, where we now have an 11-point lead, 2 total possessions. And I would like to say we're sitting pretty, but that isn't quite the case, especially with 21 busting off a 15 to 20-yard run. 3rd and 1, Mariani blowing up the run, coming through the only gap that the running back had to take. They will kick a long field goal, 14-6. Julius Suggs right back at it, Lorna's shoulder, trying to annihilate the defender that was in front of him, still falling forward as he just does now for a second first down of this drive. Richards coming into play since he is more prioritized as our receiving back, even though both of them are power backs. Group our tight end of the year. Drag is ironically, he's a vertical threat, but vertical threats have much better change of direction and overall agility that those drags allow them to cut up field. I know I've played with other teams that have more like possession tight ends. Even if they're the same speed, possession tight ends and vertical tight ends, again, that change of direction is so much nicer to have because you can cut up field. Bigger tight ends, regardless of their speed, if you don't have change of direction, drags you're just completely unable to cut off field, and you can catch the ball off the drag, but you get immediately tackled because you're unable to change your direction upfield. Ohio State is going to stall and kick their third field goal of the day, and Tavares Lewis is going to take this one all the way back to the end zone as number 5. So damn fast. Just to revert back to what I was saying about this runaway speed that collegiate football 25 here has implemented. Lewis has, I think, 91, maybe 92 speed. I have no idea what number 5 had, but it better be like 98, 99 with how fast he was tracking me down. We got in the end zone regardless, but the fact that he was closing the distance and that quickly was a whole nother thing, as Mr. Mariani with another interception for this episode. We have only a minute left in the first half to do anything with it. 3rd and 3 gave Santana an opportunity to make a play. Ended up losing yards, so we have to give the ball back to Ohio State. They got 40 seconds left in this one to collect any sort of points before the second half begins. Scary pass where they catch it inside the red zone. Kick their 4th field goal of the day. I will praise our defense on stopping Ohio State for 4 consecutive field goals, but to sit more comfortably, I would absolutely love another touchdown, as Hernandez looks like he's about to do that, but these defenders with their pursuit angles are able to track us down repeatedly, and we are unable to get big plays. But Julius Group is going to get a receiving touchdown from his side. Richard's not out there for that running back screen. They're going to try to do what we did to them, give their running back the ball in the backfield as a passing route. 89 trying to break a tackle, unable to do so. 21 back at it, getting the first down on 3rd and 4. Ohio State starting to build up a drive here. A lot of run plays, not appreciative of getting the ball ran down our throat, as number 21's coming out of the backfield on a wide route to also catch it. Fake running play where we got Haynes sitting in a deep blue directly where the QB was looking, getting another interception in this ball game. And now the objective is to kill as much clock as we possibly can. 4th quarter has arrived. Julius Suggs getting pushed forward for the first down. Our wide receiver pop pass to Hernandez, who doesn't get a whole lot, but he does get the first down. Time dwindling down to 4.5. Unable to get this one to Group, so we will punt the ball away, but we did chew a good amount of clock as they rough our kicker to extend our drive. We are clearly going to accept that. Julius Suggs gets the ball where he gets 10 yards. Would like some smaller runs as we fail to get this on 3rd and 3. Kicking a field goal just to be nice and safe about this ball game, improving our lead that we have. These inside seam routes where our corners just don't turn around, just like Foot did again here. 89 breaking multiple tackles as it gets into the end zone. Absolutely absurd. They will go for the onside kick. Our linebacker of all players in Irwin recovers that one. I have no idea why Irwin, an outside linebacker, is up positioned in our hands team. Really need to figure out where the depth chart is putting that man out there, because I guarantee he does not have good enough hands for me to want him out there. We will kick a field goal just to, be some bullies, make the game look like it wasn't as close as it really was. We kind of ran away with it a little bit nearish the end. The first half was where I was more concerned, but we do win the tiebreaker. Julius Suggs, 124 yards on 20 attempts, 2 total touchdowns, 1 rushing, 1 receiving. Cordero, 3 touchdowns, barely 200 yards, where Cordero usually averages about 300 yards per game. But a win is a win. Defensively, we only got 2 interceptions with 0 sacks. We will be facing against Georgia in the national championship. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. And until next time, everybody, GodBaer out.